Welcome back to the channel, family. For you that may not know me, I am Dominique. Today, I have a true story time for you all. It was about the time I had lost all of my friends. I have never told anybody about this story. It all began after I caught my girlfriend cheating on me on video in her Instagram DMs. If you want to watch the story time to that video, you could stop the video here or finish and wait until you finish with this video and go watch it after. But the link to that video will be in the description below. So after that dramatic breakup I had with her, I went down a very dark path.
Could I ask you for a favor before we start? If you like this channel and you like what I do here and you want to support me, the free simple way you can do just that is by clicking the subscribe button. And my commitment to you is if you do that, then I will do everything in my power to make sure this channel's content is better for you every single week. I will listen to your feedback, specific video requests will be considered, and I will continue what Yahuwah allows me to do. Interact with me on all social media platforms through my link tree in my bio and in my description underneath every video and in my description on my YouTube channel. Thank you all very much.
First, I started to drink. What followed after that? Smoking trees. What followed after that? Me watching corn. And what followed after that was me watching man-on-man corn.
What is it?
Usually a glitch in the Matrix. It happens when they change something.
And woman-on-woman corn and group corn. I would watch these things while being intoxicated and while smoking trees. So it had got to the point where I would be watching this stuff and I would be so consumed by it that I wanted to partake in what I was seeing on video. So that is what I did. And I understand. I've came to terms with no matter which way I pivot with about who I am today, that people will come across this video and laugh and gossip. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with knowing that no matter what perspective I have about my story, that other people will have their opinions then, and they are entitled to it. I'm okay with that. But that's not why we're here today. I'm here today telling this story, my story time, for those of you out there who possibly have went through something similar, to let you know throughout the making of this video that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not always going to be dark for you. Hopefully, this serves as a message for those of you who have created this world of embarrassment and hiding that you are living in. Praying to God does help. Leaving it at the altar helps as well. What leaving it at the altar means is that you give the situation at hand to God and let Him focus on it, and you no longer worry about it. You take it out your hands and you leave it to Him. All in all, you just stop worrying about the situation. You stop worrying about what people have to say to you, about you through the situation, about the situation. You stop worrying about the gossip. You stop carrying that stress. You stop carrying that burden. You stop living in this world that you have created. You come on out of that world and you give it to God and you leave it at His altar and walk away from it. I know this is going to be easier said than done, but this is a necessity. If people want to talk about you, let them. Because even if you didn't do anything, most likely people are going to be talking about you anyway. But if you did do something like me, it doesn't have to be exactly like what I did. But if you are in a similar situation to where you felt embarrassed or you do feel embarrassed, let them talk. Let them talk about you. And then you can't just let them just talk about you. I'm going to need you to take it a step further by forgiving them as much as they talk about you. You don't have to come out and say, hey, I forgive you, because 9 times out of 10, they're still not going to care. Forgive them in silence. And I'm going to need you to take it even more of a step further. How do you forgive them? Pray for them. Pray that God has an encounter with them. That's how you pray for them. Pray that God has an encounter with them and He shows them His love, because they need it just as much as you do. Okay, now that part is out the way. Back to the story. Okay, so this is around the time I just had graduated. If you guys go watch the other video, you guys would know that. So everybody's out of school, and I have went down this dark path of drinking and smoking trees and watching corn, and it getting to the point where I'm watching male on male corn, woman on woman corn, and group corn, and it escalated to the point where I wanted to partake and indulge in these activities. So me wanting to indulge in it and do what I seen, I got this urge and I couldn't shake it. This urge to actually follow through with what I seen and actually go do it. It got to the point to where I did it. This is around the time I had graduated. We all had graduated. If you go over to the link below of the story time of when I caught my girlfriend cheating on me through her Instagram DMs on video, I had got this urge after we had broke up. So this urge was just resting heavy on me, laying heavy on me. I couldn't shake the urge because of what I was seeing on my phone screen. I wanted to partake in that stuff. So it got to the point point, I did anything within my power to make that happen. So in my mind, I thought about people from school I could do this activity with, people who are the same gender as me. What came across my mind is this one particular individual who used to come to school dressed like a girl. He would dress like a woman every day. How I knew his name is because one particular day we had in-school suspension, and I was in ISS in the little trailers. When they did roll call, they would call everybody's name. So when I was watching corn and drinking and smoking, I would and get the urge to do what I'm talking about now. The urge just didn't come until I started consuming and watching the corn that I was watching. I found this guy on Facebook from my school, and I messaged him, I inboxed him, and then I got his Snapchat, and then I Snapchatted him. That following week, he had came over my house, and he was dressed like a girl, just like he was at school. And I officially created a soul tie with this individual. For the sake of this video, we're going to refer to this individual as L. Then after that, me and L kept in contact on Snapchat. But a few months after, like 2 or 3 months, me and my family got evicted from the house we were living in. What I can remember from that is that we moved into a motel right after we got evicted. I'll make sure I'll drop a story time. Got to do that for y'all. Just continue to check my channel for it. It is many videos for you all as possible so we can continue to connect. So when we moved to the motel, I can remember me not wanting to be there as much as possible because we're crapped in like sardines, like we're on top of each other. And I did not enjoy that. When we were living in the house, my family rarely seen me. So now us being all congested together in the same room, it was terrible for me. Dude, when one person farted, the whole room stunk. It was terrible. So I packed all my belongings and I put it into my school bag from school and I left. And I went back to my childhood neighborhood and I moved in with my best friend D. We're gonna refer to my best friend as D throughout this video. We were friends since middle school. We did everything together. We talked to girls together. We played basketball together. We played every single video game known to man together. We smoked together. We went everywhere together. For certain, I'm for sure that me and D thought that we were gonna be friends, best friends, until we passed away and left this earth. We even sat at the same high school lunch table together. That's how tight we were. This part of the story, very important, so I'm gonna need all y'all to lock in right now, all right? Like I said before, this neighborhood D lived in, I grew up prior in, like from 6th grade to graduation. So everybody knew me and I knew everybody. I lived with D for about a year and it was just so much activity going on in D house. Like I had people in the neighborhood who didn't like me. Well, a certain group of people in the neighborhood who didn't like me, who was coming down there to check for me. And his uncle also had came back from prison and he was stealing my belongings. I'll do another story time on that because me and his uncle, we got to fighting. And I'm not going to sit here and lie because people like to act like they heroes in their own story all the time. I didn't lose or win that fight. It was a draw. We both lost and we both won that day. You know, I drop a story time about the time best friend's uncle stole all my belongings from me while I was homeless. But back to the story again. It just put me in a vulnerable position, which I already was in, to where I began another form of searching of another place to live. Body door. Doom, doom, doom. Hey, can I move in? Doom, doom, doom. Can I move in? I would not use the same script because I just got getting tired of getting told no. So I would come up with new strategic ways to prolong the conversation and then ask, can I move in through the conversation instead of me just knocking and I'm going, doom, doom, doom. Hey, and then they open the door and then I'm like, hey, can I move in? They're like, what? Boy, you tweaking. So it got to the point where I'm knocking and I'm having a conversation. I'm like, oh, hey, I never seen you around the neighborhood. I just want to knock and see how you were doing and stuff like that. Hey, can I move in? That didn't work until it got to a certain point. Like I say, like the 10th, 11th, 12th house, right? I knocked, boom, boom, boom. And they allowed me to move in. For these particular people that allowed me to move in, we're going to refer to them as W. And mind you, this is the same neighborhood. This is very important to remember. This is the same neighborhood. It's two sides of the neighborhood and it's a big lake in the middle. The people I told you about prior who I said didn't like me, they lived on the side of the neighborhood of W's side. The new house I just moved into, they lived over there like 5 houses down. Every day I would see them when I was already avoiding them for some past drama with another girlfriend. That whole situation was so dramatic to the point where they ended up jumping me. That's going to be another story time I'm going to drop for y'all. When I got jumped in this specific neighborhood, I'm not just going to be making story times just to make make them, they have to have some sort of to it, some sort of value to it. And this had value because I had my ass whooped this day. Whooped. And it's so many details of things that happened. Again, back to the story. My bad, y'all. Life was lifing for your boy. This new house I moved into, W's house, it was no different from D's house. D house had multiple people in and out all the time. You know, I couldn't complain because I had somewhere to sleep and I ain't have nowhere to go. So I didn't too much care anyway. I didn't see it as a problem until I started getting my stuff stolen at D house. I go to W house, it ain't no different. Except this time I'm not getting my stuff stolen. It only con for real is I'm living 5 houses down from my ops over a girl. That's the only con of me staying there. But like I said, I couldn't complain. I have somewhere to sleep now. So how I would survive through me being homeless, I would go and live my day right at D house. We'll go play the game. All we would do is smoke tree all day, tell jokes, have fun, like it was family time. And I come back during the nighttime. They was doing the same thing at W house, smoking. It's just I didn't know them. A certain group of people didn't like me, and I just didn't want to be over there. I wanted to be a ghost. I didn't want to get jumped on, which eventually ended up happening anyway. So as I'm living with W, I end up getting it on with one of the housemates that live with W. Now I formulated this relationship with W, and I have my friendship with D, and I'm still messing with L. So I'm keeping that secret from them, from both D, my best friend. I'm not telling him that I'm getting it on with a guy because I'm obviously terrified of the judgment, and I'm not telling W about me messing with a guy because I'm terrified that I get kicked out. Also, I'm terrified that all the housemates that live there will do the same thing that D probably would have did. Bully me, gossip, slander. So I kept it secret as long as I could. But just like everything you try to keep secret, whatever's done in the dark always come to light. Halfway through this story, a part of me yelling at myself is like, yo, stop, don't do it. But I'm going to do this. We gonna finish this strong, family. I got y'all. Throughout this whole video, I will not be justifying me putting people involved in this scenario, health, emotions in danger. What I did by keeping it secret in fear of me being bullied was completely evil. It was wrong. Now I'll admit that. If I was brave enough to do it, I could have been brave enough to confess to it. Elle would pick me up from both of these houses, and we would go and we would commit crimes in different states. It seemed as if both me and Elle was left to ourselves to do whatever we wanted. It seemed as if nobody was checking for us during the relationship and during all the hiding from my best friend, hiding this relationship from my best friend and all my other friends, and hiding it from W and my housemates at W's house. I got overcumbered. It got tiring. It got exhausting. Hiding all of what I was doing in the dark. So it got to the point where I told Elle, look, I want you to make a post. Usually you don't hear that. Usually you see a dude online who on the down low and he get exposed. He ain't had no control over it. Well, obviously he did because he set it in motion for him to get knocked down in that manner, right? Me, on the other hand, I look at it like, if I'm being honest, it was a dude that Elle was messing with prior that went to our high school, and he got exposed by Elle and coming to school and acting like a straight acting dude, and then he got bullied. This dude, he lived across the neighborhood from where I lived at. So I heard about every single thing that was said to him on the bus because he got exposed and then had school the next day. We were still in school at this time. Then everybody came and told me because everybody knew me. Everybody told me everything. They told me what happened. I even had some friends that they said stuff to him. They was calling him the F word, all that, the G word. They would call him everything, every slur in the book that you can call him. They basically exiled him. Like they outcasted that boy. So I knew that was going to be what was waiting on me, because if you did that to him, you're going to do that to me eventually. Like I said, if I'm being honest, I figured, yo, the best way I can handle this situation is to pull the trigger instead of me turning my head, and Elle pull the trigger on me without me looking. So I helped Elle pull the trigger. Was it the wisest thing? No, it wasn't. But something I decided to do. I said, hey, go ahead and post us on Facebook and say that we messing around. Elle was shocked. Elle was like, what? You serious? Elle would ask me to do it before, and I would always say no because of all the hiding I was doing, all the download activities I was on, out here putting on a mask and faking it so I can keep kicking it with my homeboy and having this relationship with W and having somewhere to stay, and without feeling like everybody bullying me and gossiping about. But it got to the point where I was like, I'm tired of this, and I know it's gonna come anyway, so I might as well pull the trigger. I wanted everyone to know, or so I thought I did. the post seemed like it reached everyone. I was very popular myself in high school, and L had some notoriety from exposing the boy from my high school, messing with him. Both of them notorieties mixed in together, my popularity and L's popularity, and the other things that L did, it created like a sonic boom, which what I thought I wanted until it happened. I was very popular in high school. I had multiple girlfriends. I had girlfriends all the time. At one point, I had 4 girlfriends at once. I always had multiple girlfriends at once. That's what I was known for. I was obviously known for the hair and for having girlfriends. That's the only reason they like me for real. And at the fact that I can dress, if I'm being honest. Then it happened. Then it happened. Boy, oh boy. There was posts made. It was getting shared. It was on Instagram. It made it to new platforms. And I'm reading the comments, and it's all my friends and all the people I didn't get along with, all negative. What really hurt me though, what really broke me, was me seeing my friends comment and laughing at me and calling me slurs and picking on me. That hurt me. I ain't gonna lie. That hurt a lot. But it's a bed I made, so I had to go lie in it. I had to lay down in it. I thought I wouldn't care, but it hurt me so bad, bruh, that I wanted to rewind time if I could. I was confronted by D, my first best friend. His daddy drive us up to his job, and we finna smoke like we usually do. He come out his job, and he get in the car, and he surprised to see me in the back seat, and he acting real strange towards me. I instantly knew. I knew because I knew I was out here playing these down low games, and I knew that it was gonna eventually catch up to me. And I knew soon as things got not normal, I knew I was the reason for it. Kind of selfish to think that, but I knew. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, D, what's up with you? You acting kind of strange. You acting weird. You know, trying to flip the script on him. He get the immediate. And when you playing games like this, it's like you know what somebody gonna say before they say it, because you already going up ahead and playing in people's face and doing all this lying and manipulating. So when the curtain do get removed on you and you do get exposed in any way, shape, or form, you already know that it's going to happen before it happens. So that's what make it so much worse. Feel terrible. It feel like a sinkhole open up under you, and you dropping into it. And ain't nothing you can do, no matter how much you pull up, and ain't nothing you can do. You just falling and falling and falling. So I asked him, I say, D, yo, you acting weird. You all right? You acting kind of strange. You ain't upset, is you? Because I already know he know. I'm just asking, hoping he don't say what I'm thinking he about to say. But he ended up responding and said to me, man, they in my job, they in there saying bad stuff about you. And I'm not okay. It's making me upset because I know it ain't true. I say, what they saying? They say, you messing around with L from high school. And everybody knew L because of what I told y'all. Everybody knew him because he was exposing people on Facebook already. He was already known. Everybody knew him. He tell me, he like, yeah, they saying that you messing with L, and I know that ain't true because you always with me. We always together. That don't even make no sense. It's making me mad. And I'm even taking up for you. Oh, nervous, all I can do. Because, bro, this is my friendship, bro. I'm not thinking about getting violated. I'm not thinking about no fighting because I'm not scared of nobody at this time. Like, I was playing tough, especially when me playing the down low games. Like, I felt like I played tough and kicked it in the overdrive. So I did not care about nobody doing anything to me. What I more so cared about is this friendship I got. This friend I had since middle school, and I don't want to lose this friendship, man. It means so much to me. So I was so nervous, bro. All I can do is laugh it off and switch the subject as fast as possible. And it seemed like it worked, but it was like I had put a piece of a car back together with some tape. Like, it was very temporary, and it fell off soon as we pulled out the lot. The second confrontation is with him and his father, with D and his father confronting me. His father, I was very close to as well. Our relationship got to the point where we all were just smoking tree together, right? And his father would always tell me, you are like a son to me. So, and be around D's father just as much as I was around D. So on this second confrontation, we smoking tree, and I passed the joint to D. He started grumbling. He started wiping the end of it off with his finger, mushing at it. He grumbling like he on the Flintstones. He like, and I'm already know knowing what this is all about. But I sit there and play stupid just to let time go by so I can get away from him. But before I can even finish that thought, his father turns around and looked me dead in my eyes, and he said, the reason why he doing that is because he heard that you messing around with another dude. He mad at you. And he said he don't want to smoke after you because y'all been doing all type of nasty things. I'm not gonna lie, at that moment, my stomach dropped. It felt like I ran away from the car. I was more so afraid of losing the friendship than me admitting to it. Even though I didn't admit to it on the spot, I continued to lie. I continued to say, yo, that's not true. Come on, you know I'm your boy. But this time, it didn't work like it did last time. This time, they looked at me funny until I got up out of there. They was looking at me like this. They was giving me the bombastic side eye. I had to get up out of there because it just seemed like something bad was about to happen to me. Not that I was so much afraid of that. I was just so much afraid of me losing that friendship. I didn't want to lose it. I was clinging on to anything that I could cling on to at the time because me getting evicted, I had already lost everything. All my shoes, my clothes, my family members. They at the motel. I'm out here. I miss them. Like, so anything I had, I clung to it as hard as I could. So all in all, it was true what I was confronted with, what the dad had said to me. It was all true. What D had heard at his job, it was all true. And I denied it. My lying had no effect anymore. And they continued to look at me different, real different. They was looking at me like, boy. So I never went back down there after that day. Don't plan on going back. So I never went back after that day. And looking back, I do regret lying out of fear. I do regret doing all that manipulating out of fear. But as time went on, because I had nothing but time, my life wasn't so cluttered. It got decluttered when I lost all these friends. So I had nothing but time to think. It was like as if I went to prison. I had so much time to think. It felt like I was locked away. As I checked inventory and I went back over these timelines of these friendships, these wasn't the best of friends anyway. They weren't no good friends to me anyway. So all in all, what I'm trying to say, I appreciate the fact that I lost these specific friends. They weren't good friends from the beginning. But I do understand the anger though, and I do regret putting them through that. They didn't deserve that. But as of today, as easy as it was for them, for y'all to treat me like an outcast, to treat me the way y'all did after y'all found out what y'all found out about me, is as easy for me to feel no more shame about it, for me to be grateful. But as of today, as easy as it was for them to treat me like an outcast, it is as easy for me to forgive them, to not have no more shame about it. Why? Because life goes on. Yeah. God has created me to be a new creature. God, the final confrontation was when I went to W House. I'm at W House. Two girls bust in through the door because that's how, like I told y'all before, people in and out, in and out. Nobody's not even knocking at this point. They are, but they're doing a knock and then opening the door because the door always left unlocked. So they bust in the door with their phone. Two girls, two women, two older women, got their phone, mushed it in W's face and in all my other housemates' face. Man, I already knew what it was. Then they turned it around to me, shoved it in my face, and it was L post that I had told L to post. It was me and another guy on Facebook while I am messing around with W, while I'm keeping it secret from everybody that I know, and I'm clinging on to keeping it secret. I thought I wanted to come out about it, and I did, but when it did happen, I regretted it. Oh, I regretted it. I regretted it so much that when they turned it around to me and I looked at their reaction, I'm checking for their reaction. I'm thinking, oh, they finna accept what happened. They get the baffling at me. They get the boy. I ran upstairs and cried. I bolted. I got up out of there. I said, I ran upstairs, closed the door, locked it. I put my face in that pillow. I started crying. I started crying like somebody stole something from me. I get the and I'm laughing at it now, but at the time, yo, it was very, very serious. I started off this video like super serious about it, but man, we all gotta stop taking things so serious, man. So that's why I'm starting to, lighten up about it. This happened about 8 years ago. It happened when I was like 18 or 20. I'm 27 now, man. I'm a whole grown man. That crap don't matter to me no more. It don't matter matter as much. Now I've given it to God. I used to carry it. I used to hold that pain and think I need to be holding it, but I gave it to God. I cast my worries and my anxieties over to God. I don't carry them. I don't worry about that stuff. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit in front of this camera and act and play like I'm perfect. As far as that situation go, I'm completely over it. I knew it would reach everyone, but I didn't think it would reach adults. People way older than me. They all now know. I don't know why in my 18-year-old, 19-year-old brain, I thought that wouldn't happen. I'm just thinking it's going to reach everybody at the school and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, yo, I graduated. I ain't got to go to school. I ain't got to see these people no more. But I'm forgetting I'm on the internet. I still have to go live my life. Dude. So it got to the point where I am hiding in public. I'm wearing hoods. I'm wearing masks. I delete all my social media. And that still ain't do nothing. People still noticing me from the post. For the ones who didn't slander me and they just said, yo, I noticed you from this post, but I don't care because I run this way or I roll that way too. I really don't care. Do you? Even then, you would think that's cool. No, it wasn't. It felt just as bad to see my friends and to feel my friends exile me. Like they tormented me. It felt like I was being tormented. Yo, I got kicked overboard. Like we all on the ship and they're like, oh, what? You ain't no pirate no more? You done. Like, it felt like they kicked me over ship, man. It felt terrible. I couldn't even defend myself because it's something I helped orchestrate. It's something I helped birth. I was also more so terrified of the criticism that was going to come after it. You know, I'm going from being so popular to now getting bullied. I was terrified of that criticism. I was terrified. Felt like I was rich and famous. I got blacklisted. Then you see me on the sidewalk looking all toe up and you're like, dang, what happened, player? That's how I felt, bro. And that's how I was essentially looking back over it. And where I'm from is so small. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's so small to where it don't matter if you going to the gas station, food line, the mall, you're going to see somebody. You can drive on the highway and see everybody you done seen on Facebook. And I was the type of person to sit on Facebook all day, so I noticed everybody. And if I didn't notice you, you didn't have social media. So no matter where I went, I got confronted in some way, shape, or form. I got dirty looks, or I was so consumed by this situation that I was thinking that I was getting dirty looks. Either way, it was just as bad. I'm going out in public, hiding from people, making eye contact with people I know, and going to go like run. Like I'm not sprinting, but I'm speed walking. I might as well be running. I'm speed walking away from people I know. And if I do get caught up in conversation with people, it's real awkward because I know what's waiting. I know what's about to be said. Like, what about that post that was just made on Facebook? That's crazy. Remember how you had all the girls and now you being humiliated and you the laughing stock? Got to the point where I was just so over it and I just wanted to hide and bury myself like a hermit. It's also another situation I forgot to add in the story. It's this other girl I was dealing with. We gonna call her B. I'm messing with her. She cheating on me actively though. She getting it on with dudes who look like me. She getting it on with my friends. She getting it while I'm babysitting her child. And, you know, at the time that did hurt. And I regret messing with her. I took it upon myself. One day, L came up to I was at the mall. B had a job at the mall to where she did photography. I was at the mall while she was working. L come into the job. I don't know how L knew I was in there, whatever. I'm assuming that L found out because one, we have a soul tie, so that don't open up a door to where you gonna know where I'm at all times. And also after the post was made and things of that nature, anywhere I was without L, you would get messages. Charlotte, North Carolina is so small that you can say a spot and anybody would know where it's at. So L pull up with his homeboy. They pull up and they basically tell B that we messing around. They look at me and they like, yo, what you gonna do? Who you gonna pick? B cheating on me so much at the time that I pick L. I looked at this as an opportunity because I'm in a dark spot anyway. I'm not thinking logically. So I look at B and I'm like, you ain't gonna continue messing with me anyway. So I pick L. I left out the store with L. I look back, B was in distraught. She was like, her mouth was hitting the floor. She was embarrassed. And mind you, L came with another dude. So it was a third party witnessing it all. So B felt embarrassed. At the time, I wanted to put B through the same humiliation I went through when I was going through her phone and finding out she was with other dudes while I was babysitting her child, man. I forgot to add that into the story, but yeah, that happened too. I would babysit for B before I got evicted. So I would babysit for B, but we continued to talk after I got evicted. So I tried to keep as many connections as possible, only because I was in the same neighborhood as some people who didn't like me. And I tried to keep as many connections as I could to escape from that. It was like I was being loaded into a server with enemies. Like I don't want to load load into the server. It was like I was being loaded into the GTA server, like no lie. So that had me paranoid enough. And up until this moment, the only people I do communicate with is my family. Is it because of that situation? Partially helped me notice that these people weren't the best people to have in my life. So I didn't try to remend these relationships or rebuild these bridges. I didn't see no point in me doing it. I went back over my inventory and I checked our timeline of our friendship of things that happened. These wasn't the best friends I had in my corner anyway. I've decided today to put an end to that because you guys now are welcome into my life. Y'all are my family and I'm willing to share any and everything with y'all, especially if you guys can benefit from it in some way, shape, or form, especially for those of you out there who has been through something similar for me, because this is a shot in the dark to possibly get you to come up out of this world that you created of embarrassment, of you being terrified of what people gonna say about you. Your life is too precious and beautiful. Do you hear me in there? Your life too beautiful for you to continue to hide. Don't hide no more, man. Don't care about what people say no more, man. I know it sounds cliche. I know it sounds corny, but once you put one step forward, your other foot go forward in front of you, man. It's easier said than done. I get that, but you would never know this corniness to be true, this cliche statement to be true, if you don't put forth the effort to try it. This is for all of you out there who have been humiliated or embarrassed. Don't have to be something similar to what I got going on in any way, shape, or form. I don't want to be the sole reason why you stop living your beautiful life. Y'all said it, your beautiful life. But I would like to play a little small part for you to go out there and start to breathe that air the way you used to before that certain specific situation scenario happened in your life. In peace. Not out here hiding, because when you out here hiding and vibrating real low like that and being all sneaky and being evil like that, you being a magnetic pull to it, you pulling it towards yourself. We don't need that. We don't want that. We want to pull all positive things towards ourselves. I need all of you all watching this to continue to vibrate high as you possibly can, because there are people out there plotting on attacking your peace, attacking other people's peace, day in and day out. Whether they are doing it consciously or unconsciously, the inflicted wounds still feel the same. The relationships that are worth having, those people, future friends, or those current friends, or relationships that are worth having with them, the ones that will show you that they are worth the time and energy to put into that relationship, they will see past your past. They will accept you for who you are. If they can subtly, I want y'all to think about this. If they can subtly call you slurs, if they can just join in on the fun and pick on you with the crowd and say, hey, yeah, he's this and that. Hey, yeah. If they can do that, I want you to ask yourself, did they deserve to be in your corner anyway? They weren't right from the jump. Do they deserve to be in your corner? Do they deserve to be rooting you on when you go in that ring and fight? When you step into life and fight? Do you want that group in your corner that can subtly just join in with the crowd and call you slurs? Do you want them supporting you in any way, shape, or form? I'm asking you a question. Right. I thought you would say that. They didn't add no value being in your corner anyway. And I want you to always remember that. They did not add no value to me anyway. If you've been through anything similar, like I said before, any form of harassment, torment, slander, gossip, betrayal, pick your head up and realize you're a new creature. And today is a new day. Life don't stop. Life gonna keep going. Life gonna get better for you. Life gonna continue to be blissful for you. And it can't nobody stop that. If anything, things are decluttered for you. You got a broad panoramic view now. Your success much easier to obtain now, because you ain't got no Judases, you ain't got no bad seeds, no doubting Thomases in your corner. When people show you who they are, believe them. Don't re-enter into that relationship. Don't even miss it. Don't miss it at all, because it don't miss you. Everyone ain't like you. Everyone not going to accept what you did. I am into women and only women. I know after this whole situation, even after the story time, I know for the rest of my life, there are going to be a select few of people that laugh and gossip and get justified by other groups of people for attacking me for my statements that I made today and for my actions that I did in the past. And I also know on the other side, the flip side of things, that there are going to be a group of people that just don't care. And you know what? I'm all right with that. And I didn't make this video today to try to reverse engineer how people think or feel about me. I've had enough time isolated from my friends, from my relationships that I cared about deeply for a very long time to come to the realization that I don't care about what people think about me. I truly don't. I already went through the fire. The only entity that I care, what cares about me, is God. Yeshua, Yahweh. You ain't got no heaven or hell you can put me in. I only value what God think of me. And that's how I should have thought from the beginning. I only care about what my Father in heaven think about. And And I advise you to do the same, because that same breath you picking on people with, you're not realizing you creating a bed for yourself to go lay down in, to go burn in. I forgive you though in advance, because I know it's coming. And this is the end of the story time. Thanks to you, family, for listening to the story time that I brought to you today, because it matters. Your time matters. Every millisecond, every second, every minute, every hour, every day. It matters. I love you all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Click that bell below after you subscribe so you can see every video I post in the future. Y'all my new friends. Love, family.